In this fast-paced and aggressive society, it's important for us as women to embrace our femininity and to learn to cultivate a soft and gentle demeanor. For so many years, society has been trying to masculinize us. In doing this, we move further away from what makes us truly beautiful, and that is our femininity. Today, I'll be touching on a few aspects on what makes you a much softer woman. The first thing that came to me when I thought about this is gentleness. And being gentle really starts with yourself. There's no way you'll be able to transmute this and share this with the people around you if you're not able to do this in yourself first. Being gentle means being kind and compassionate to yourself and others. If you're upset at yourself, if something is not going right, make sure you handle yourself in a gentle way. Don't be so harsh on yourself. Learn to be able to give yourself grace and also give that to others. How many times have you done things that are wrong and you got away with that, or someone else gave you grace and you didn't really suffer the consequences? So we should learn how to give that grace back to one another and especially to ourselves. Most of us, we are our worst enemies. Like we judge ourselves the most. We think negative thoughts the most about ourselves. So if you can firstly be gentle with yourself no matter what, try to judge yourself less or don't judge yourself at all, and this will be able to translate to other people. So it always starts with the way you treat yourself. You cannot treat yourself so bad and then you think that you can treat other people well. That's not gonna work. It's not even going to be genuine. If your mother has been a gentle soul in your life, or you know someone like an auntie or a neighbor that has a strong foundation but she's always gentle. What I mean by a strong foundation is, I mean that she's not a pushover, because sometimes this can be taken the wrong way. Like, the more a woman is soft and gentle, society tends to deem that as weak or weakness, and that's completely wrong. Like, strength comes in that compassion, in that inner kindness, that inner glow. That's your strength. And for you to be gentle and soft, it doesn't mean that you have to be a pushover. You always have to have boundaries with people, and those boundaries that you set will be able to protect you. You don't have to be the one putting those walls on. You don't always have to be protecting yourself. So you have to set those boundaries for yourself, and you have to teach people how to treat you, and you can do that without being harsh. So you can always still be gentle. I know sometimes when things don't go our way, we get upset at ourselves and others, and the way we tend to deal with the situation is not the right way to do it. You're only just harming yourself a bit more. Whenever you have your emotions affected in a negative way, the things that are happening in our lives, they will always come and go, just like the clouds in the sky. For you, the sky will always be there. So you need to have that awareness of being able to separate yourself from your emotions and the things that are happening to you. Whenever something is happening, bring up this scenario and just say, I'm the sky, and everything that's happening is a cloud, and a cloud never stays in one spot. It never stays a cloudy day. It's really important to know negative emotions will come and go. Even positive emotions will come and go. That will not stay. No one is always happy. No one is always in a positive mood. We just need to learn to be okay. Always remember that you cannot always be happy. You cannot always be sad. And we just need to be okay with that and look at the small things in our lives that brings us joy. My second thing is your tone of voice. That one is very important, especially if you want to be a softer woman. And most of the time, it's about the tone that you use. There's a certain type of harshness in the tone that anyone can pick up, even a baby. For example, for me as a young child, I remember this. My mom's older sister, she always had such an aggressive tone and she always made me cry, and she didn't even do anything. She wasn't being mean or anything, but something as simple as her telling me to go do something for her, like, hey Addie, can you get me like my slippers or something? But the way she said it, I would just tear up because I felt like she was angry at me just because of the tone she used. I can also see that in my relationship now with my husband, because we are completely different, and sometimes the tone he uses triggers that part in me. I'm like, why are you mad at me? Why are you angry? And he will be like, no, I'm not. Like, he's not angry or anything. If your tone's a little bit off, it might come off as like bitchy or harsh. As an exercise or an example, pause your video for a second and use a really harsh tone with yourself. Now, how did that make you feel? And even in your energy, how did that make you feel? And then we can do the opposite, like use a softer voice and say positive things to yourself or to someone who's with you. How different is that? Just remember, a soft tone of voice doesn't only bring tranquility to you, but also others around you, just by the way you sound. If you're having some sort of conflict, let's say with your partner or your sister or your friend, with a soft tone, don't say, okay, I'm sorry. When you're mad and annoyed, even if you're apologizing, you tend to apologize with like a bitchy voice. You will learn that people will be more receptive to you the more your tone is softer and gentler. Just be like, I'm really truly sorry, and I didn't mean for it to happen. That's not what I intended. So it's like so different, like the way, even if you're saying the same thing, even if you're apologizing, just the way you say it. Another thing that's included with the tone of voice is slow down when you're speaking. And make sure you think about what you say first before you say it. Because as a softer woman, you tend to speak less in a crowd, and you want to make sure when you say something, it hits, it's like you are making sense and you're not just you have thought about what you have to say, then you say it, and you give yourself space and you give other people space. And my third thing, it's very simple. These things you can do it at any time, anywhere. You can even practice it now while you're watching this video, is a smile on your face. This is so important. I know I'm saying all of them are important, but it is important. The way you look, your appearance is the first thing people will come across. You can just tell someone's energy by the smile on their face, just the energy. And smiling is good for your soul, okay? I know you might think about wrinkles or whatever, but women now are trying so hard not to age, but we are all going to age. We are all going to have wrinkles one day, and that's a beautiful thing. Like, have you ever seen a really old sweet grandma? Like, you don't think, damn, she ugly. No, she's sweet and old and wise. It's a privilege to get old. You should look at it like that. Smile more. Don't worry about the wrinkles. And then my other thing is practicing self-care. This is like 40% outwards and 60% inwards. So when I say self-care, your emotional well-being, your spiritual well-being, those are the first most important things in self-care. Things like meditation, going for walks, talking to your friends. Yes, that is so important for us women. Personally, for me, talking to people that are close to me, my friends, my husband, my mom, it alleviates so much tension in my body, and all these things I've been thinking about, it just comes out. And that is part of self-care. You going out with your friends for a dinner, to catch up, check on each other, that is part of self-care. We are social beings. We cannot live without one another. We truly need one another for health, literally. Like, there's a study, they followed aged people like up to their 80s or 90s who are in homes, and there was a few of them who were happier than the others. Like some of them was like really miserable in the homes, in the aged care homes, and then some of them was really happy. And the main difference they found out, the happier seniors, the number one thing for them is they had relationship with their partners, relationship with their kids, relationship with their old friends, and that made them much happier and actually live much longer. So we should not take friendships, relationships for granted, because we are social beings and we need one another. Make time for your friends, make time for your family, spend time with them, because that is good for yourself. For me, I really enjoy having my baths. I put on some nice chill music, or I put on like a really chill YouTuber and I listen to them, and I do my hair in the bath. I just take my time, enjoy the warm water, take a break. You know, the girls who like getting their nails and hair done, go do that for yourself. That is part of self-care, and that will make you a much softer woman. It will help you show up in the world as your best self. So being playful and lighthearted. Let's not take the world so seriously. Let's not get offended so quickly. Let's learn how to take a joke and just be open and receptive to things, and just don't take yourself so serious. People can pick that up in you if you're always like tense, like rolling your eyes at people's comments. Like, that is not the vibe of a softer woman. You should be able to be kinder, more playful with others, and more lighthearted. Like, don't take things so seriously. Don't, like, it's not that deep, you know. Just remember that next time when when you get offended about something, or you're in a situation and you don't like something, just remember, just chill. Like, it's not that deep. Just and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you got any value from this video, or if you have any feedback for me. I wish nothing but inner peace and happiness to you. Take care of yourself.